Hey, what's going on, guys? So for today, let's go ahead and take a look at one of the most recent Gundam Converge releases here. This is a new box of 10 for the 10th anniversary Selection 03 set here. And we got some really cool mobile suits in the box. As you can see, this is just, as always, kind of your store display box, so it's not going to be anything really fancy on the outside. It's meant to just be in the store in Japan, and right up here it's even indicating where on the shelf it's supposed to be up in the top corner. But here we have a look at the mobile suits included in this set. We got the ELS Qan, which looks very cool. We got the Methus, the Berga Kiros Black Vanguard version, the Zaku II Revive version, the Hainu Gundam Revive version, and the Gundam Aerial. So a little bit of mix of old, new, something borrowed, something blue. But I love the Converge Zakus. Not a big fan of the design of the Methus, although I will say in Converge form it does look really cool. So here's what we got inside the box. 2 of the ELS Qan, 2 of the Methus, 1 of each version of the Berga Kiros, 2 of the Zakus, which is awesome just because that means I can custom paint one, and then of the Aerial and the Hainu, just 1 each of those, unfortunately, but there you go. So because this is an anniversary selection set, the numbers are kind of all over the place, but we will go in numerical order, starting with the first one in numerical order, happens to be the Hainu. So taking a look at the box here, it's got the 10th anniversary Selection 03 logo up there, and then just a photograph of the figure. Going around on the back side, you can see all of the lineup from this set right there. Another cool thing to note, it looks like it's got the bazooka as well as the beam rifle, so you will have some weapon options with this one, which is always nice. Let's go ahead, pop it open here. And inside we should have our gum. There it is, trying to get away, that awesome Bandai gum. And then a breakdown of the contents there. You've got your kind of main figure and some parts for the backpack. The V-fin is separated here with this card there to keep that safe. There's the beam rifle, there's the bazooka. In our other bag, here is the shield, the fin funnels, and the base plate for it. Alright, and here he is, all put together. The V-fin, very large on this one. This definitely reminds me of the kind of older Converge figures for sure, and I'd have to go back and check just how old this one is, even though this is the Revive version. The older Converge figures had a little bit larger hands and a little bit larger kind of V-fins. These were kind of typical traits of some of those. But anyway, it does look really good, and just there's kind of a lot going on there. Between the backpack and everything, I feel like if they would have just included a stand or something with this definitely could have been in their EX line. The EX line is usually reserved for like mobile armors or large mobile suits that have like a lot of stuff. So we had like an EX version of the Shinanju, for example. Because we have all the backpack, shield, the bazooka, the beam rifle, which you can see for the rifle, the hand is molded together with that. My bazooka is a little bit warped here, unfortunately, but that's pretty easy to just kind of heat that up and just bend that back straight. But a ton of detail on there, as you guys can see. The detail painting does look quite nice. You have the pre-printed logos here on the shield, and then that little tiny one right there on the shoulder as well. The metallic green up in there for the cameras, the yellow around the vents looks pretty clean. Around here on the backside, usually there's a lot less detail painting on the backside just because the back of the figure, but you can see that there is a lot of detail there. If you want to go in and just kind of panel line this with some gray panel liner or something, at least bring out all those details in the backside, and this is going to look really cool. Paint in some of these little vent details, things like that. Be pretty easy to do. But overall, good looking figure, I gotta say. Normally I would prefer the bazooka, but I think for this guy I'm just gonna stick with the beam rifle. I think that looks pretty good. It's also less bent, which is nice, and that bazooka was just kind of a tight fit just to get it kind of in there. It looked a little bit awkward. I think the beam rifle probably looks a little bit better, but it's pretty cool. Okay, but up next we have number 172 is the Zaku II Revive version, and the little apostrophe there just means that it's the Revive version. That's what they put behind the Revive versions of these. So originally it was 172, this is 172 apostrophe. And I really love the design of this Converge Zaku II. All the details are really nice on it, just the proportions, everything looks so good, really fit the Zaku II design so well. Here on the front you can see it's got the machine gun, but I would assume, yep, going around here onto the back, you can see it's also coming with the Heat Hawk and the bazooka. So yeah, that's why it's great to have 2 of these in the box. Even if you don't want to repaint one to a different color scheme or anything like that, you can have one with one weapon and one with the other weapon. Alright, let's see. Not sure which way I might want to go with displaying this one, but kind of any option's good. You got the display stand, the Zaku machine gun, Zaku bazooka, the Zaku, and the Heat Hawk right there. No option for a commander antenna on this. That's kind of the only option it's really missing, really. And here he is all put together. It just looks awesome. I really, really love this Converge figure of the Zaku II. Man, I would almost take an entire box of 10 of just different color versions of this or something like that. I think would be awesome. 6 or something I think would be a good set. to have. So like with a lot, if not all, I don't know, of the Converge Zakus, you can pop the helmet off and you can actually turn the mono eye, which is a really nice, really bright metallic pink here for this one. Sometimes it's like not as clear, but this one seems like extra bright, which is nice. You can turn that mono eye and then pop that back on and have the mono eye off to the side, which is really awesome. But yeah, I mean, as you guys can see, all the detail on there looks fantastic. You could definitely go in and paint in like a couple of the joints a little bit. Here on the back of the leg, maybe paint in these joints just there at the back of the knee or something. But overall, just some panel liner on there. I think like some dark brown would be a really nice color to go ahead and panel line this. I think that would go really well with the color scheme. And then our Zaku Bazooka, maybe just go ahead and add a little drop of like metallic pink paint or something like that in there for the camera. Just be a nice little detail to add in that. As you can see, the hand is molded in together. And then for a Heat Hawk, an obvious modification might be to like cut out this part in the center of there, kind of where there's just that kind of filler space. So if you went in and cut that out, you might have to do a little bit of detail painting just to touch that up afterwards, but it would definitely look a lot nicer. Anyway, though, the yellow on this, kind of an orangish yellow, looks really good. All the colors really nice on this. It looks good. So that does it for the Revive versions. Now we're up to number 274, which is the ELS Qan here, which looks awesome. It looks like it doesn't come with any other real accessories, and I don't think that it really would. I'm not sure what this would come with, but there's how it looks. It's just got those really cool effects out the back. On the top there, you can see it's got the QR code for it. The effect parts are right there at the top, making the box a little bit difficult to get open because they were right there, and it looks like they're on a runner, so I'm gonna have to cut those off there. That's interesting, but the painting on them looks really cool, so you can tell. And here's our gum, that if you could tell by the box art, I mean, but you can see here on the figure itself that it's all pearl like that, which is going to be interesting. And yeah, then the effect parts are here on this runner with this very nice blue gradient on there. So let me go ahead and get this one put together. All right, now here it is all put together, and this one's quite interesting. So obviously interesting here for the back. Those parts look really awesome, the pearl coating and everything, and you have clear parts here on the figure itself, up there and there. Clear part there in the chest, and that looks really nice. The kind of gradient painting there for the red accents at the feet. Now, because the feet are so small, it can't just plug onto the base like normal, so you have this little connection piece that you have to use. And the only problem with that is that it holds the kit up standing, but for me to show it to you guys on camera, it's going to be a little bit difficult. It's probably going to fall off there. It doesn't hold it too well, but if this is just up on your shelf or wherever, it's going to hold the figure on there just fine. And for putting all these parts here on the back, we don't have any instructions here, but what that QR code is actually the QR code for the instructions for this, and that will pull that up here, and you can check on your phone for where those parts go on the backpack, because each one's kind of a different size, so they do have a specific place where those go. But with the pearl coating on there, I mean, obviously there's a couple imperfections here and there, and you can just imagine, like, for the production, how these are produced just in kind of in mass in a factory with that pearl coating. It's quite sensitive, and so you can understand that. It's not perfect, but it is a really cool looking figure if you're a fan. The ELS Qan is not really one of my favorite designs, but I gotta say this is pretty cool in Converge form, definitely. Okay, so going from that to number 275 here, the Methus, quite a different change in tone as far as like the mobile suit goes. So it looks like we've got like the two kind of beam pistols, I believe, kind of is what those are there for its armaments, or you can just go without. So it looks like maybe it just also includes closed fists there basically for that. So yeah, again, like I said, the Methus, not a mobile suit that I'm really that fond of, but this does look pretty cool in Converge form, I would have to say. And maybe if we ever get like a nice new model kit, maybe they'll make it a little bit more appealing, I don't know. But after pretty well butchering the top of that box, let's go ahead and take it out here. So we got the base plate, those a couple little parts there, and then kind of the main body and kind of backpack type part right there. All right, and there it is. And yeah, wow, it's always the more unconventional designs that look so good in Converge form, because this looks really cool, all the details around on this. And so you have the options of closed fists and having the beam guns kind of stored there in the side of the arm, or having them out, and then in which case you would just omit that part in the arm, or you could put it in there if you want. Really, honestly, it looks kind of weird having just this empty space there. So even though it's not correct, I would just maybe just keep both of those parts there in the side of the arm as well, even if you wanted to have the beam guns in the hand. But you can do both one way or the other, whichever way you prefer. Again, all the details, all the pre-printing on there looks really nice. The metallic green accents everywhere. Unfortunately, the tip a little bit curved there, but again, once you straighten that out, it's going to look really cool just for the overall silhouette of this one's pretty wild. This is definitely going to benefit a lot from just doing a little bit of detail painting, some panel lining on there, throw a few tiny little caution marking decals, things like that on there. It's going to look really cool just for just the overall kind of aesthetic of the design. I think it looks really nice. And just the color is really cool. It's a really nice orange yellow color here for this. It looks great. Okay, then up next we've got 276 and 277. We'll take a look at these at the same time here. Different versions of the Berga Kiros, the regular version and the Black Vanguard version. So the mold of these should be exactly the same. It's just that they're coming in different colors here for these, obviously black and purple. But if you're a fan of purple mobile suits, you definitely have a lot to like here with both of these. Let's go ahead and see how these look. I'm guessing with these that they only come with the one weapon that you can see there on the front, that kind of lance type weapon, and yeah, that looks to be the case. All right, let's see what these look like. All right, so here they are, both looking really awesome. Even though they're the same mold and just different colors, they both on their own look really cool for different reasons. The only colors that they share is that the lance is both in a metallic color, but it does look a little bit different. It's kind of more of a bright silver. Here on the regular version, the black version, it's more of a shinier kind of titanium kind of color. Then that cabling up on the shoulders looks really cool in a kind of shiny, dark metallic, really dark gunmetal kind of color. And then around here on the back side, all the little accent parts of like the mechanical parts, the little thruster bells and stuff, all being in that kind of dark gunmetal color. Looks really cool. Here on the regular version, that purple and very light gray colors, those look really nice. The eyes are not just metallic painted, but those are actual clear parts in there for the eyes, so the eyes catch the light really nicely. Those look really cool. There is metallic blue used for the camera up on the head there, but all the painting on that looks really nice. A lot of really great details on this one, and just the design of it is really cool. The black one here as well, with that nice satin finish black compared with that really bright, nice metallic purple on there, looks really awesome. And then the really bright orange yellow accents there up on the head. Really cool design for this one. These type of like Vanguard mobile suit designs are not some of my favorites by any means, but they always look really awesome in Converge form, so they're really great to have for the Converge collection. But all right, last but not least then, number 278, we've got the Gundam Aerial, and it looks like this one also has the QR code for instructions, and it looks like because the shield there will actually be able to break apart just like it does with the model kit and go around on the kit to make its kind of alternate form there once all the gun bits are attached around the Gundam. So that's pretty cool that they were actually able to recreate that here in Converge form as well. It's pretty impressive. And I believe there's a Lefrith also coming out in the Converge line, if I remember correctly, in an upcoming series. So I'm gonna guess that if that's correct, that it's gonna do the same thing. But there's the base, the V-fin, the shield, the Gundam, and the rifle. But all right, there it is, all put together. Now, the first thing I will say is that I do find the pose to be a little bit awkward. It looks like he's standing up very straight compared to like the typical Converge kind of action hero kind of pose there. So that's a little bit weird, but the actual figure itself there, you just have like a painted black there for the chest and the thighs, but it is an actual clear part up here in the head. And so that looks pretty cool there for the head. The sculpt and everything on it does look pretty cool. It's just that the pose is a little bit strange. And the shield, as you can see with all these parts on there, looks really good from the front, but it's quite thick, and that's just because of kind of how they've engineered this to be able to actually do the kind of transformation of the gun bits and everything, with the peg there on the side of the rifle also being a little bit distracting. I'm guessing that's just for you to be able to plug that onto the back there or whatever. But overall, I mean, just taking a look around the figure, it does look really nice. Like I said, it's just the pose is a little bit awkward. Other than that, all the details and everything, and actually the molding of this does look really quite good. It's just that kind of wish that it had a little bit kind of sharper pose. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this apart and see how it looks with the gun bits on. And all right, so I gotta say, I think it definitely does look a lot better there once it's more kind of bulked out with this parts of the shield. It's obviously going to be much smaller now. It's just that one little piece. We got these other parts up there on the shoulders, on the side skirts, the back skirt piece. It kind of has to be really wide spread like that. You can't really straighten it out any more than that just because there's not any room. These pieces are quite long on there. And you also have this piece over here added onto this forearm, and the piece is added onto the front of the rifle to make the rifle even longer like that. It definitely looks pretty cool. The pose is still a little bit awkward, I feel like, but otherwise really cool looking if you're a fan of the Aerial. I gotta say, it looks quite nice. And that's gonna do it for the 10th anniversary Selection 03 set. A lot of really great mobile suits here in this one, kind of for all types of fans. If you're a fan of Gundam type mobile suits, Grunt type mobile suits, enemy type mobile suits, There's a lot of really cool stuff in there, from the more fantastical designs to the more kind of grounded, realistic kind of type designs as well. So really nice set, I have to say. And overall, the quality of this one seems pretty good. All the molding and everything seems to be fit quite well. There's a couple little spots here and there where maybe like the paint was a little bit not quite right, but overall really happy with this set. There's a really nice variety in there, and the overall quality is quite good. Let me know your guys' favorite down in the comment section below. What's your favorite from this set? I mean, I have to say it might be a little bit boring and expected, but for me it's got to be the Zaku II. But otherwise, the Berga Kiros are also really cool, and the Methus is really quite cool as well. I don't know, it's a tough call, but a lot of really great options in this set. Definitely let me know your guys' favorite. If you guys are interested in picking some of these up for yourself, I know we do occasionally, when we are able to get some in, we do get some of these Converge sets in here at USA Gundam Store, so you can check the website. The link will be down in the video description below. Alternatively, obviously there's other options for places where you can find these online, but I would highly recommend this set. It's really awesome. And while you guys are here, if you'd also like to like and or subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Thank you all so much for your support. Thanks for checking out the video. And until next time, I hope you all have a great day. See y'all later. Bye bye.